Hi, my name is Joan Ruane, and this is one of my videos that I have done in a series to go along with my book, Beginning Cotton Spinning. This one is on plying. Today we will cover several little aspects of plying because you've probably already made singles. In other words, I have two bobbins here that have singles on them. And to make the yarn stronger and balanced, which will make it much easier to use, I'm going to ply these two. To make a nice even ply, I'm going to work and talk to you about that today. There are many Lazy Kates, and this one is a Lazy Kate that came with my Lindrum wheel, and so I will be using this. However, you may have a different design Lazy Kate. The only thing is, it would be very important that you do have a way of tensioning the bobbins. You can also put a felt on the bottom. That will help to tension it. So a Lazy Kate is very important. Now, I'm going to place this Lazy Kate behind me at some distance. You notice that I have taken this singles from the back, and this singles from the back has gone through a loop here so that as I draft it out and pull, then it will come off evenly, not up from the top. That's why this is so important. Now I'm going to place this behind me. And I am going to bring my threads, two singles, up, and I'll place them on my lap. We need to get our spinning wheel ready, so I like to put a little bit of Vaseline on my shaft, very, very little. So I'm just barely putting it on. It helps to keep the bobbin nice and free, moving, and then I'll place the bobbin on. And I have a nice lead here, probably about 60 inches, and it is tied here so that I have a loop. I'm going to place it on here by doing a half hitch, coming through, and catch it with both threads, half hitch again, and I tighten it up. I like to actually start my lead at the back of my wheel. You can start it at the front or back, whatever, but I like to do it in that way. This is in here, and now I have my lead. I'm going to be putting it through the loops and bring it through here so that it is ready. Now, that's the first thing. The second thing is, I do not want my belt to be too tight, and it's fine, it's loose enough, and the tension on my break, in this case, I want it a little bit tighter than what I spun my singles at. So I will give it about an eighth of a turn so that it has tightened it just a little more. Regarding my ratio, some people like to slow up the ratio slightly when they ply. I actually leave mine at the same ratio. I like to have a fairly high speed, and in this case it is a 17-to-1. So I'm going to now take my two singles, and if you'll notice, I leave a little fuzz at the end of whenever I am spinning my singles, and so that I can actually then wrap it around the end, and it's going to connect very easily. Alright, I dropped my pillow, so I'm going to put it back of me because this chair is very deep, and it is best to have a shallow width below your as you're sitting on it, so that there is plenty of room, 6 to 8 inches between your knee and the edge of the chair. This way you can spin much longer and without being tired. Now, I'm going to start my treadling, and remember I went clockwise to spin my singles. So I'm going to want to go counterclockwise. So here I am, And now I'm going to start it just enough so that I'm catching my two threads, and I'm going to place a finger in here, in between, up in the front, and in the back I am holding my thumb and first finger to keep it separated. It's an actual V. This is very important, this area, to keep it taut at all times. So I'm going to come down, pinch, pull it in. I've got it taut, pull down, and in. Now I'm going to start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in. Now I'm going to see if I like that loop. Oh, that's a little bit too much. So I'm going to put it back in, and this time I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3, in. 1, 2, 3, in. Now I'll back it off. I'm going to turn. That's perfect. That is much better. It's a softer loop, you see, and it's just slightly turned as a Z twist. Now, if you will notice now, as I come in, whoop, I caught here, if it doesn't pull in, always check and make sure what the problem is. And oftentimes it's at the hook. I'm going to pull down, 2, 3, and in. 1, 2, 3, and in. Now, if you have noticed, my left hand, or if you're my hip hand, I should say, always stays the same. So when I am counting, I'm always counting the same length. So in, 1, 2, 3, in, 1, 2, 3, in. Now back it out once more, and I'm very happy with that. It just slightly turns.